So the question is, what is meditation? And this word is used very often in Western circles, both Buddhist and just in general, spiritual people. There's a lot of talk about meditation. Also in the Christian tradition, there is a certain form of meditation, so it's easy to be rather confused about it. I would say that in Buddhism, following the early teachings of the Buddha, he's talking about a certain way of mind development or cultivation. He uses the word bhavana, which really means like to grow in positive mental qualities. That's how he most often describes it, encouraging a kind of growth and cultivation of certain qualities and discouraging the negative qualities in the mind. That's, put in very general terms, that's what meditation is about. Now, we are not talking about any particular physical posture, sitting meditation, walking meditation. These are the particular forms it takes, but basically it's about maintaining a wholesome state of mind as much as possible, and encouraging specific perceptions that are useful for developing insight into the true nature of reality. For example, there are perceptions of impermanence where we intentionally focus on that aspect of reality which points towards like the disintegration, dissolution of things, whereas normally our usual tendency, based on our delusion and craving, is to look for that aspects that suggest permanence and stability, at least in those things that we like, that we are identified with and attached to. So there is that anicca sanya, perception of impermanence; dukkha sanya, the perception of the suffering, the unsatisfactory nature of things, the painful aspects of experience, again, which is something we try to shield ourselves from and run away from. And in particular, then there is the anatta sanya, perception of not self, which is realizing that all these things that are impermanent and stressful, suffering, how can we claim ownership of them? How can we say, this is me, this is mine, this is what I really am? So it's a kind of way of reflecting of experience, whether you do it in sitting meditation or walking meditation, that doesn't matter. And this is the vipassana aspect. That's what we call vipassana. Vipassana is not a particular technique of scanning the body or focusing on certain sensations or anything like that. Vipassana is a method of developing understanding and wisdom, developing panya. So it's using the reflective ability of the mind to look at phenomena, look at reality, our life, from a perspective that brings us closer to truth, to the way things really are. And the other aspect of Buddhist meditation is called Samatha, or calming, steadying the mind, unifying it, making it kind of steady and based on a wholesome foundation, a wholesome object. And that again can take many forms, and there are many different objects, but it's really quite simple talking about it, just make the mind steady as much as possible, make it calm, make it ready for work, and then look and contemplate things in a fresh perspective.